Welcome back to Ins and Outlines, episode 9. I hope you like my fedora. It was left at my house. If this is your fedora and you're watching, just text me and I'll happily return it to you. Last night was the Barristers ball, which is it is law school prom. Mm-hmm. And so I threw the Section C pregame. And we had quite a few people in a very small space.
It was really fun.
It was fun. Yeah, it was a great time. And then we had a wonderful time at the ball. Mm-hmm. What was your high and low of the ball?
Of the ball, or can I include the pregame? The ball?
Yeah, you can include the whole night.
The night, yeah.
Okay. My high of the whole night was I had a bit that I played on all of you. It was so good. What? My spray tan bit.
Oh, spray tan bit. Yeah, you threw it. I started this.
Really the bit started with Audrey and then I carried it on and it was fantastic and that was my high.
She tricked me and said that her spray tan lady made her get into downward dog to really spray
the
her.
bottom of her foot.
And as I was explaining downward dog, someone opened the door onto me, so it was really good.
Visual of downward dog.
Yeah.
It was really funny. She got me. Very rarely is Jordan able to trick me, and she did.
I'm really not good because I make facial expressions. I was really holding it
together.
No,
you were doing really well.
And I kept adding on to it, but it was good. Pre-game was fun. We had 25 people, right?
Yeah, or more. It was a lot.
We thought it was gonna be tight, but honestly, spacious because we had the balcony, so it was good.
Yeah. The weather was perfect.
We took fun pictures. We had everyone there. It was a good time.
I kind of like the early pregame. Like the 6 p.m. hang.
But we're just never doing that again.
Yeah, we're never doing that again.
But it was fun.
Like we said before, we're never making a
happy hour. We actually did do a happy hour kind of vibe.
Yeah. It was a cocktail type of pre that turned a little rowdy.
A little bit classy in the beginning.
And then a little rowdy at the end.
What was your high of the ball?
First off, disclaimer, I'm talking more soft because my voice sounds really bad because I was going crazy at the ball, I guess. I also am recovering from the plague from earlier this week, and I missed my first class since high school, so...
That's insane.
We're proud of you.
You didn't miss a single class in undergrad?
No.
Wow.
I actually captioned my post from, graduating BU, never miss a class.
That's insane. I never went to a class.
So, wow. I was really sad to have to miss class on Thursday, but... I have drank a Gatorade probably every hour since I've been awake since then, and I'm feeling a little bit better. I really had to get back into it for the ball, obviously not going to miss a ball, and I had a lot of fun.
You rallied. You really did.
I think that everyone was wearing really pretty, colorful dresses, and that was, a good vibe, and being on Jill's balcony, taking pictures, seeing the sunset was a good vibe. I had never been to the Rusty Pelican where this was hosted on Key Biscayne. That was pretty. I feel like the vibe of this event was a mix of bat mitzvah and sorority date party, formal function. And it was nice to see everyone out. And the line to the bar really long. And I feel like there wasn't enough dancing.
What?
Maybe I wasn't taking part enough.
There was a lot of dancing happening. Well, we got kind of pulled out in the middle of me, Nina, and a few others were having a good time, and then we were told we were leaving. But there were throwback songs. It was fun.
Yeah.
I
never made it to the dance.
Everyone was really dancing. It was crazy. I wasn't expecting it. I don't know. I saw a lot of our friends on the dance floor.
It really felt like high school prom to me.
Yeah.
I think.
I never had prom in high school, but that was what I was expecting it to be like.
No,
but it's called Barristers Ball. I don't know if we said that. And every graduate, I sound so bad. Every graduate school has one of these. Were you talking about the dentist one?
Yeah.
What do you know what that one's called? Because they all have kind of a funky.
My friend's in optometry school and she has the eyeball. I think
maybe that's what I was thinking of.
I think it's so cute. I wish ours was I don't know.
Yeah.
Really
a barrister is an old term for a lawyer, by the way. Kind of lame, but.
I didn't. I always thought it was because we take the bar at the end of law school, so they said bar and then Isters.
Probably, but the word. That might be where the word originated.
I know in Dublin you have, or in England, whatever, you have barristers and solicitors. And barristers go to court, solicitors don't go into court. So maybe an old English legal term. Me and Miss Jillian have on Wednesday our big TED Talk for human rights law. Mm-hmm. Jill is talking about due process.
Yep.
And I'm talking about When water is free, the poor pay the most. Title.
It's a good catchline. I like it.
Right?
Yeah. When water is free,
the poor pay the most.
But yeah, we have our TED Talks coming up. We have our big briefs due this week. So I think this is a good test of like, normally, and I think last semester, this was the most stressful 2 weeks of law school because everything is so new. And this isn't like finals time where it's just about finals. This is like, you have extracurriculars going on. You're still in class all the time. And then on top of that, you have these big, more project-like assignments. Yeah. So I think it is a good test, at least for me, I feel like I'm doing better than I was first semester with time management and like staying happy and staying positive and not getting worked up. So I feel like it's been calm, at least for the three of us. I feel like it's been calm and we've been like better.
Yeah, well, I definitely don't feel stressed out about you guys, and I don't think I'm like projecting stress on it, which is good. But yeah, we have our like legal writing class that we take the whole semester that ends early, so that's gonna end on Thursday, and then we have oral arguments that we're gonna do the following week. So that's like kind of stressful-ish because it's like the big writing assignment that we're turning in, and then we also have interviews for the clinics that we want to be in this week, and Jordan also received really exciting news last week.
I'm getting my JD MBA.
Yay! Insert confetti.
Woo! Yeah, so that's very exciting, but also a little stressful because they're changing the program, which is good. I get to finish in 3 years, which was my biggest reason for not really wanting to do the thing, because I would be like the 1Ls next year, which like love you all, but I would be like part of them. And then I would like leave all my friends behind, which is kind of sad. But now I don't have to do that, so that's good. But I don't know what the semester is going to look like, and so that's a little bit stressful.
Do you want to explain kind of what the program actually is too?
Yeah, so...
And maybe like why you decided to do it.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm doing my interview again. So the whole purpose of getting a JD MBA, it's really hard to get an MBA right now straight out of college because basically every MBA program requires you to have work experience. So, like, if I were to apply to get an MBA without getting my JD, I would get denied most likely. Number one, because I was a STEM major, so, like, what are you doing here? And number two, because I've never worked in anything business in my whole life. And getting your JD MBA, once you get into the law school, they're most likely going to take you unless there's, like, other extenuating circumstances because, number one, they want more money. Number two, wow, they're going to have someone graduating with 2 degrees. Like, that looks really good for them. And, like, why would they say no to you unless, like, your GPA was not good enough or your essay something was wrong. Like, if nothing's wrong, you should get in. So that was, like, my main reason for doing both. And I've talked to a few people before applying to this, and every lawyer I've ever spoken to, either who has done the program said, like, yes, like, it's the best thing I've ever done, or said, like, it's my biggest regret. Like, I wish I did it then, because getting your MBA in, like, 10 years from now, you might have kids and a family and, like, people that are relying on you. It's really hard to go back to school. And if you have the opportunity to do it now, which I'm lucky enough to have that, like, there's no reason for me not to do it. It was my whole, like, thing. And now it's not even an additional year. It could be an additional 6 months, or it could be the exact same, which is really cool.
What was the application process like?
It was kind of just like applying to law school. I had to do, like, a personal statement. And...
When did you do this?
I did it. I started working on it over winter break, and I submitted it February 1st. So the way that it applies is, like, rolling out. We're not rolling, but there's 2 application deadlines. February 1st and April 1st. No, February 1st and March 1st. But if you apply in March, you obviously have a lesser chance of getting it because there's spots that fill up. So I applied on February 1st, and then you get an interview around beginning of March. And then you hear back, I guess I heard back right before spring break. So, like, second week of March. Yeah. I didn't know it. It's actually, they don't really talk about this program a lot at Miami at all, especially in the law school. When I got to the law school, like, if I wasn't searching for it, I would have never found it. I went to, like, a bunch of advisors and I said, like, I want to do this program. Like, how do I do it? And they kept saying, like, focus on your grades. Like, don't worry about this program. And I was like, oh. And then some people told me, like, don't worry about it until May. And I was like, this is weird. Like, don't worry about it until May. It's kind of strange. And so I, like, didn't think about it at all. And then I put in my phone, like, reminder to, like, reach out to the dean of the JD MBA or dean of the MBA in December, and so I emailed her, like, right when winter break started because we were so busy last semester, and then she got right back to me, and I ended up having a call with her over winter break to, like, talk about the program, and then she, like, waived my application fee, which was really nice, and then I applied, and that was pretty much it, but I will come back with more information when I have it. As of right now, I have to take business courses and law courses throughout next year and the year after. but the way they're doing it is most of the courses are going to be virtual, and then once a month per course, you'll come in on a Saturday, like for maybe it's 4 hours, I forget what they said, and like take the class in person. And then you take a final. Every 7 weeks there's a final, because the courses are only 7 weeks long, because they're half a semester each.
Wait, this means you can't do the clinic then?
So I'm not entirely sure if I can do the clinic or not.
Yeah.
Like, I might be able to do the clinic and like nothing. I don't know how they're gonna do
Yeah.
it. Like, I have to talk to them. It's really confusing because there's not a JD MBA advisor. There's a JD advisor and an MBA advisor.
Yeah.
And because the program is their first year doing it, no one knows what's going on. So
Perfect.
I'll be the guinea pig and I'll find out. But it should
And
be. It
then
should
we'll
fine.
be able to give you guys a different perspective, because
Yeah.
in the, like, obviously we've told you now we're in, like, they choose the schedule for us. We don't get to choose our classes. We don't get to choose who we're with, except for one of our electives. But next year, we all will be split up, which is kind of sad because the three of us have different interests. So this is when you can kind of really pick and choose your schedule and decide what it is that you want to focus on. So that's kind of what we're all, like, up until this point, we've kind of all been on the same wavelength, but now we're like, should I do this? Should I
feel
pick
like
this?
going towards litigation, I think we'll be taking some of the same
Yeah,
classes, like evidence
definitely.
and lit skills and stuff. We have to figure out registration soon too. That's coming up.
And then there's something called clinics, and Miami's really known for their clinics, and that's one of the reasons why I chose UM. But it's basically a way for you to be a student under the, like, purview of a professor or another lawyer, and you actually work on real cases, and it's for class credit. So I applied for the Innocence Clinic for people who are wrongfully accused. We work with the Innocence Project to try to exonerate our clients. And then, do you want to share what you?
Yeah,
what
I
clinic you
applied
did?
for the immigration clinic, and I'm interviewing with them this week, so I'll hear back soon about that. And we like help cases all the way from the beginning all the way through trial, which I think is really rewarding. And yeah, help with
And it's all pro bono. Like, these people
Yeah.
don't pay,
And, like,
so
yeah.
it's free.
and you
The
go
school
to
gives
court,
free-
like
yeah.
real clients, real people, real cases, and yeah, I'm excited.
And then,
And
what's the
I'm
clinic you
doing-
did?
I applied for the health rights clinic, which is another reason why I applied to Miami. It's cool because my entire reason for law school was to be on the more ethical, well, I believe the more ethical side of healthcare, and you get to talk directly to physicians, and then directly to insurance companies, and then directly to patients, and that's literally like exactly what I wanted to do in helping patients find, like, it's difficult, especially with how insurance works in the US, because it's like very confusing and very backwards and skewed. But in order to like get anything done with the physician, you have to talk to the insurance company first. So it's cool that we get to work directly with the insurance companies and try to find like the best price or free, like something for the plaintiff, I guess, in this case, to get the healthcare that they deserve. So it's cool.
Yeah, so we're all doing, bigger, more niche things that we're actually interested in. So we're excited to tell you kind of that once we map it out ourselves. But that's kind of where we're at for second semester before finals time.
Yeah. We also just had spring break. Have we
Yeah.
talked about that?
No, we
No,
haven't
we didn't
filmed.
talk
We
about
had
spring break.
three very different spring breaks. I stayed in Miami, and I did a lot of mixing of studying a little bit. I was babysitting a little bit, and kind of enjoying Miami for the first time, because I feel like every time there's a break or something, I immediately flee and go home and like see my family and stuff. So it was nice to kind of hang out, go to the beach, and go and boat, celebrate birthdays and everything. And then the last weekend, my friends from home all visited, and we had a lot of play, and that was fun. They were all gone, so it's kind of sad, but I got a lot done. A lot of mixing of like rest and relax and exploring and activities and seeing people. So that was good for me. Miss Jillian, what did you do?
I went to Costa Rica with Alex. We had a wonderful time. We were outside all day long surfing and fishing and hiking and all the things, and it was absolutely amazing. I did no work. So it was a week of just not... The only time I opened my laptop was to watch Entourage. And that's
I don't
it.
know about Entourage.
You've never watched Entourage?
It's really good.
It's such a good show.
I haven't seen it.
Highly recommend. It's an old one, though.
Okay.
Okay, what'd you do?
I went to London.
Mate.
My brother's living there for the year, so I went to go see him with one of my other sisters who's in law school too, and my mom, and it was really fun. I also didn't do a lot of work. I got super stressed when I was there about the work, especially for the brief, and so I started doing just like an hour every morning. Honestly, it was great because I was able to separate. Like, I thought I was going to be so stressed and I was going to take a whole day off to just do work. But I ended up not doing that, and I just did, like, an hour every day. And I honestly ended up in a great place when I came back. That, like, everything figured itself out.
That's hard to do, like,
it was really
mixing that.
I was so stressed. But honestly,
yeah.
And thank God for my mom, like, she literally said to me, like, stop stressing out, close your computer. Like, when I get stressed, I shelter myself and won't do anything. Like, I didn't want to go out or, like, go anywhere. And she was like, close your computer and, like, don't think about it until tomorrow. Wake up an hour earlier and work on it for an hour. And it was, like, the best thing she ever told me to do. Because I got everything I needed to get done. My draft is finished. Like, everything's fine. I still have, like, 5 days till it's due. Like, everything's going to be fine. And it all works out. And I had the best time, so.
It's so true, and I think this is something that we harped on a lot, and one of the reasons why I think we started the podcast is, like, you don't actually need as much time as you think, and controlling your stress and managing having a work-life balance is, I think, one of the most important parts of law school. It's also something that my mom told me going in. She was like, this is your time, this is a very difficult time, but it's also a very fun time, and that's part of the process, is having those days where you're really stressed and you don't want to do something, but powering through and realizing, okay, like, the world didn't end. I got it all done and everything's fine. So that is, like, a big learning curve that you will go through. And I think is the hardest part of 1L year. Like, even more so than the work itself. So.
Yeah. So now we're rested and ready to get through the last, like,
I
2
know, I'm
months
sad
of law
that
school.
1L is almost over. I'm really sad. I loved it.
Yeah, we had so much fun, honestly.
Yeah, we did.
And we're excited to be 2L soon and have a little bit more free time, maybe not, depending on our clinics and law review and trial team and moot court and whatever we decide to get involved in. But yeah, I feel like that's a good, like, catch up, right?
Yeah. Bye.
Thanks for watching episode 9 of Ins and Outlines. More content on TikTok, and watch us on YouTube or Spotify. Bye, guys.
Bye.